Welcome back to Cutting Stems, the after show. It's a ladies' night tonight. Trent canceled on us last minute.
The feeling's right.
Due to golf.
Yes, it's ladies' night.
Oh, what a night.
Oh, what a night.
That was nice. One went high, one went low.
Yeah.
That was beautiful.
I was going to go low also, but then I thought you were going to go low, so I went high.
Yeah, you
Of
have
course.
a higher voice, I think.
Yeah, so it's the three of us. We're almost to the finale, but no Trent, unfortunately, because like I said, he is busy golfing up a storm. But I want to
can't
thank
take
Mattress
him.
Firm.
I know.
And
It makes
Mattress
me
Firm.
sick to my stomach.
It's just that's cold outside. It's 0 degrees outside. How are you golfing?
Yeah.
Whatever.
Unjunk your sleep, people, at mattressfirm.com. We can go to a Mattress Firm store, talk to a sleep expert. They'll match you with the perfect mattress. This is our mega mattress. It's super comfortable. We love hanging out in this big ol' mattress.
Mega mattress. I like that.
Yeah, and this is just, like I said, no junk in our sleep. That is for sure. So mattressfirm.com. Thank you, Mattress Firm. Yeah, we're in the weird realm of paradise right now where all the couples that are going to work, or they're going to crash and burn in the finale.
Yeah.
And the new people that come in, it's just like filler. It's annoying filler Monday and Tuesday.
We just know at this point they're not going to just jump on with a connection.
No,
with
nothing's
somebody
gonna
else. Like,
happen.
we're too late in the game.
There's
It's too late. It is.
There's not enough time to make a good new connection, and there also has been so much time that if someone has an existing connection, they're not just going to like throw it in the trash and be like, oh, well, forget it. I'm actually going to risk it all over here for what, like one more day of spending time together? It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, so Monday night we picked up with everyone still being sad about Rodney. The vibes were still low.
Can we just, for a minute, it's gone on too far.
It really affected all
I
of
said it
them.
on the podcast last week where I think I said, or maybe I said it here, that it's just like, it's kind of embarrassing now for Rodney. Like the little pity party everybody's throwing for him.
It's
Like
too much pity.
he's gonna be okay.
Yeah.
You know, you could really love somebody and care about them and want the best for them, but like we don't have to sit around and cry for the guy.
Yeah. It's too much pity. It's also, I will say this, I think that some of them are using it as an excuse to like be bumming around on the beach. Like the energy on the beach is the lowest I think I've ever seen in the history of the show. Like everybody's just fucking chilling right now. We have, I'm sure we'll get into it in a second, we had right away, Mara Marinara comes down, and she's all hyped, she's excited, she wants to meet people, she wants to take somebody on a date, she's just like ready to have a good time. It's as if the entire beach was like, you know, fed Ambien all day long. Like they can't even get off the bed, nobody's talking to her, no one's looking at her, everyone's avoiding her. I was feeling bad for her. I don't like her, I think she's annoying, but I was feeling very bad for her because nobody was even gonna like give her the lowdown and tell her what the hell happened. Why is everybody so, you know, melancholy on this beach? Like, what's going on?
Yeah.
It's bizarre.
Well, they're probably like us, where they're like, all right, well, we found our people.
Yeah.
Let's
Wrap it up.
Let's get off this beach
I guess
now.
so, yeah.
We
I
do
would feel
have
that
to
way
go
too, I
back
guess.
and talk about Eliza going to Baltimore. She shows up, knocks on the door. Justin's like, oh my God, I've barely even unpacked. What's going on? She explains the situation. And he turns her down. He's like, just like you just said, you want somebody that's going to, you know, pick you first. I want somebody that's going to pick me first. And it was just a no-go. Failed trip to Baltimore for Eliza, which, you know, was an unfortunate
That was tough. It was tough to watch.
ending for that.
Tough to watch. I was a little surprised just because I thought Justin would be like, oh, hell yeah. But I thought his points were valid. Like, you didn't pick me right away, whether it was peer pressure or not. Like, what am I supposed to do here? You know, I think that that's fine. And Eliza, you know, she can go in the corner and think about what she did.
Cut that part out, though. You know, why do we have to film the
like I
whole
said,
thing?
I was uninterested in what happened in Baltimore.
They honestly should have just saved it like for the reunion. It would have been better at that point because and Eliza's like she's crying outside. She's like, I flew across the country I've known him for 3 days. I was like, your argument is not making it look any
that's
better.
weird. I say it's very bizarre, girl. We're all thinking it's weird. You shouldn't have done it, probably.
Justin probably had a reasonable response to that. I know he did an interview too, talking about how like when he was not on the beach, producers made it seem more to him like Eliza was fair game. And he didn't know that she was with Rodney or how serious it was.
Yeah.
So when he came back, it was like, oh shit, like that's my friend. So of course the drama, which makes sense. Like producers aren't going to say to him, oh, Eliza and Rodney are like a solid couple. We want to send you down there. They're probably like, Eliza's down there now. You want to go?
Yeah, exactly. Right. And I think that is probably the case for a lot of people that end up going down in Paradise, especially late in the game, and especially if they're pulling strings to like keep them hanging around and whatever. I just got distracted because I got a text, like a random text from a random number, and I thought I was going to be
Taylor Swift
tickets. Taylor Swift tickets. I just like
we live in the vortex.
This is the third time this has happened today where I've gotten a random text from something, and I'm like, and it's not that. It's not that. So I'm sorry. That shook me.
For Taylor Swift fans.
It shook me in the middle of that conversation. But yeah, I think whatever. I think for the best, Eliza. If she wasn't ready for Rodney, she's not ready for whatever hoops that Justin's gonna put her through. So I think both of them are better off. Let's just move on.
So Mara basically goes through all the options of the guys. Everyone's like, oh, we're in a relationship, the whole thing. So she talks to Justin, one of the twins. They go on a date where this happened, immediately knew Kelly was going to freak the fuck out.
Yep.
So Kelly, I'll just let you talk about it because the two of them went on a human churro date where they just slathered each other in like butter and sugar and chocolate sauce,
Francesca.
like their whole bodies.
I have no words. I don't understand why they keep doing this bullshit. It feels personal. It feels personal, like they're doing it to piss me off. I know this was filmed months ago, but they've known for years how much I hate this. When I saw them slathering the butter all over, I was like, this is so fucking gross. I don't even know how we're going to get more disgusting than this.
Why couldn't they just, like, make churros?
Just make churros. Make churros, maybe a little chocolate
dessert,
on the cheek, like a little hoo-hoo, silly.
That.
Yeah. Oh, did you?
Yeah.
And just a little something like that. Anything like that is better than, hey, can you lube up my whole body with a pound of butter, put sugar all over it, spray chocolate sauce all over us, and then make us sit in a vat of chocolate.
Yeah.
At the end. What the fuck are we doing right now? What are we doing?
My immediate thought goes to yeast infections and UTIs
yes.
because it's like going in a regular hot tub isn't good for that. Going in pools isn't good for that. So, add food to the mix, probably not going to be good.
They're never thinking
the
about the
vaginas
girls.
on the beach.
They're never thinking about the girls, and it's fucking crazy.
Hopefully they came stacked with some medicine.
I hope that they do. What is it, Monostat?
Yeah, Monostat,
Get that shit
whatever,
ready.
some
It's
UTI
actually,
medicine because that shit happens quick. You don't even know.
It
just
really
happens
does.
out of nowhere.
It's so gross, and
You're
film
sitting
forever.
in chocolate. You're sitting in chocolate.
She even made the joke. She was like, I had chocolate in places no one shouldn't get chocolate.
Think of the
chocolate. What do you want?
Wait, chocolate.
I can hear it in my own voice.
Get my chocolate. No, the SpongeBob, you know.
I know, and I can hear it when I'm saying it too.
Chocolate.
Like I hear
it.
Chocolate. Anyways, they're gonna get an infection, and
no,
I'm
but
worried
that is
about
true.
that.
It's too much food porn. I understand
Why is there so much
one
food
porn date a season,
but it's not even food porn.
It's so
food
much.
porn is when you see a
food and
beautiful
sex.
dish that just gets you going,
True.
right? Like a picture of a beautiful
This is like
dish.
literal food and porn.
Yeah, this is just food and porn mixed together.
I'm
this
woke
isn't
on this, and I'll tell you why.
You think there's some fetishes?
Yeah, I think so. Whoever is planning these dates, I think, has a thing for food and sex.
We have
in the same way that we talk
have
about
like
Dan Schneider. I was just gonna say it's like the thing
Nickelodeon
Dan Schneider
situation.
feet, Nickelodeon, whatever, Quentin Tarantino feet, all of his movies, whatever. Someone in the Bachelor production side has a thing for food and sex. And they're trying to make it happen, trying to make it a thing, trying to shove it down all of our throats. And I'm here to tell you that we don't accept it. It's not going to happen.
No.
Why do they keep wanting us to do this? It's so gross to me. It makes me gag. Like watching it on the screen, it literally makes me gag. And I don't understand like the kissing with all the butter and
it's
like,
gross.
That's fucking
gross.
The feeling of it. Am I a little OCD for that? Like I know I'm a little OCD for sure.
It's gross.
But
it's
come
gross.
on. the feeling of the butter on your hands. Like, I would have to take a bath after that with Dawn soap. Like, that's how oily that entire thing
you
was.
have to. You're basically a dirty plate.
That's
You
it.
have to put yourself in the dishwasher.
Exactly. You have to put yourself in the dishwasher. I think after a date, I would feel like one of those poor ducks that are, covered in oil they pull out of the ocean. That's what I need the Dawn soap for.
Yes.
Yeah. And the Dawn soap always makes them better.
God, those pictures always make me sad. Okay,
know,
anyway.
me too. But they always end up being okay.
Johnny and Victoria are starting to get more serious. Like she said, they really like each other, but they need to get to know each other more. Johnny does reveal to Victoria that his family has been, kind of going through a rough time. His brother is in prison.
Yes, that's tough.
So that was a tidbit that we did not know. I think sometimes that's a hard thing to respond to, like when somebody really reveals something very personal and deep.
Especially like a family member being in prison.
A family member,
course,
yeah.
that's
You have no idea how to
So-
react to that. You're like,
Yeah,
You don't know
I
how
thought
to react to
Victoria
that?
reacted to that very well.
I thought she had a great
Yeah.
reaction. I also think it's very hard to react to news like that. It's also very hard to anticipate how somebody's going to react to news like that. Like I think if I were to hear news like that, I'd be like, damn, that fucking sucks. Like, I'm sorry that's happening. Like, whatever, it'll all be fine. It's kind of like how Victoria reacted, I feel. It was just like, wow, I'm there for you. If you ever have stuff like this you want to talk about, I'm happy to, whatever. Like, I'm really sorry. That's really the only way to respond. Some people will be like, oh, well, what does that mean about you? What does that mean about the rest of your family? And then all of a sudden they're like running for the hills. And I think that's probably something that Johnny was worried about. I'll tell you what, though, ladies, Johnny and Victoria have been spoiled beyond belief. E-News posted about them.
Yeah,
I mean,
so
I'm kind of like out on everything.
It's hard to root for
hard
them
to-
as
right.
a couple
Yeah,
because
it's
you
like
know
when,
that they're not together anymore. So it's like, all right, let's just fast forward. You might as well just cut all this nonsense out
Completely.
because we know what happens.
Exactly. It's like when they made Rachel Lindsay the Bachelorette before she was even kicked off Nick's season.
Yeah.
Nothing drove me nuts more than that. I hate when they do that shit, and now we have that going on. So whatever. I don't know what's happening there, but I'm bummed about that.
It is annoying, but we'll see how it's annoying, but it's also like you want to watch to know where it all went wrong.
For sure.
So
Without
that
question.
is one thing that is still pulling me back in.
That's a great point.
Flo is upset about Justin. Justin tells Flo he likes her more than Mara.
Flo
literally,
loves
this
Justin,
is just like
huh? She loves
so
him.
that whole situation could not care less about. Kate and Logan, these two can't seem to get on the same page. He's upset with her.
Shocking.
They're finally having conversations, but it's just like would not work with these two in the real world at all.
No.
And it just continues to be talked about between the two of them of like Logan's not doing enough, and Logan's said to her like you're very critical of me. And she's like, when am I being critical of you? It's like you're constantly critical of him.
Everything that comes out of her mouth towards him, to his face and behind his back, is critical.
Yeah.
She said something. I don't think she said it to his face. She was saying it to the girls. She called herself a wower. She's like, I'm a wower.
Yeah, she did
like,
that in an interview, I
wow
think.
people, and I need Logan to wow me. Like, I need him to like start doing these kind of things. Which, again, I understand if you are somebody who's like extremely driven, very successful, looking for someone who is like of equal or greater match to you in that capacity. That's fine, but then why are you even messing with Logan if you already are resigned to the fact that he does not live up to the standards that you've set for yourself?
Yeah.
Like, I don't understand. Why are we still,
Also,
why is
why
she
don't
trying
you
to
just-
change him on the beach?
Why don't you just get off the beach and just
Get off
go
the fucking
try and look
beach.
in the real world? Because I'm not
It's
saying
like, get
the
it,
people
honestly,
here
bitch,
are
like, get in
not,
line. Get in line. There's, everybody's looking for what she's looking for.
Right, and I'm not saying that people on the beach are not successful at all. It's more just like, if you are so dead set on a particular thing, then go look elsewhere because it's not written in stone that you're going to find that there. You could just keep looking somewhere else.
Without question. It's bizarre. I think, as usual, she's rude as fuck. But I am surprised to see Logan talking back a little bit finally. I feel like he's just kind of sat there and taken it this whole time. Now he's finally like pointing out, the criticized thing and being like, it just feels like he basically in so many words is saying like, it just feels like you don't even like me.
Yeah.
And I feel that way. Like, does Kate even like Logan? Like, what is she doing here?
So.
I don't really think so either. So two new girls also come to the beach, NC and Lindsay. NC talks to Andrew. Andrew definitely seems interested. He's like, I know who you are. I know the whole thing. So he maybe thought that she was going to be down there in Paradise. So they immediately click. She brings him on a date. And Lindsay thinks that she would have a connection with Logan. Logan definitely is like thinking about it.
Logan wants
He's
it.
like,
He says she's
Lindsay's a babe.
Yeah, Lindsay's a babe.
And he definitely wanted to go on a date, but Kate was like, you're not going on a date. So that was basically the end of that. And Lindsay leaves after that because she's like, there's no point in me being here. But the Andrew NC situation we can talk about with tonight's episode too. But Andrew just really like seems to be floating through a little bit. Just definitely interested in talking to girls, but maybe not as invested as he would have been if like Teddy was there the whole time.
Yeah.
And I felt bad for Jasenia during that time because I think Jasenia like really was trying to be patient with him, and he's going on this date, and for him to just kind of be like, well, now I'm gonna try with NC now. It's like she was like, okay, so great, that was weeks of my life wasted.
Right. It is kind of weird that he never like really had a conversation with Jasenia. I never thought that they were so like tight or strong.
No,
like,
not at all.
Like I know
Not
they were
at
hanging
all.
out. Obviously, they gave like she was giving roses.
He
to
never
him,
like
whatever,
they just never seemed like a strong couple at all. If I had to guess, it felt like the two of them were like, this is convenient.
For sure, but I'm still surprised, even solely because Andrew had that conversation with Brittany when they came back from like the other, like the fake Casa Amor thing.
Yeah.
And they both just kind of were like, yeah, I don't know, let's just move on, like whatever. I'm surprised he didn't have that kind of conversation with Jasenia. Like came back like, yeah, honestly, let's just move on. Like we both know what this was. Like neither of us are that invested in it. Like let's just, avoid hurting any feelings and move forward. And he sort of had that convo, but I feel like he had to be bullied into it. And then I don't think Jasenia really like accepted it. I just don't think that she kind of liked the way it was presented to her.
Gabby and Rachel come down. That pours into tonight's episode, which we can get into. Gabby and Rachel's whole point of showing up on this beach was basically to just flush Logan's chances down the toilet.
Just to
it was
talk
like
shit.
Producers were like, Gabby, Rachel, we're going to send you to Mexico. Really all we need you to do is just like tell everyone you don't like Logan and leave.
Yep.
That's basically what happened. Yes, of course, they had nice things to say, like they had great things to say about Tyler and some of the other guys, which Brittany was very happy about. But it was like Rachel immediately was like, Logan thinks he's the Bachelor, like all this stuff about Logan, where it was like, boom, let's just leave now that we talk shit about Logan.
Which I'm not the biggest Logan fan. I think I've made that clear, but I also just felt like this was kind of bizarre. Like,
it was too much.
They don't know him. Off the
They don't
show.
know him on the beach.
They don't know him on the beach. They don't know him off
Producers
the show.
continuing to come up with antics to fill the time here.
They
Without
just
question.
know him from competing against a bunch of other guys on their season. So to be like, he hasn't changed, like, whatever, it doesn't really make sense because they don't really know him.
Yeah,
Unless
exactly.
one of them started talking to him off the show that they want to reveal, but I don't think that happens. So then
There's no
what's
way.
really the point of that?
There's no way. I think
Because they couldn't have them come on the beach and say, success, because there was no success there.
there's not really, there's not success anywhere for either of them at this point. But I think that I thought it was interesting, one, how they made the point to talk about how amazing Tyler was. I thought it was cute. I was like, all right, that's nice for Brittany. And I know that I said I'm always like wishy-washy on Brittany, and I'm not sure why. I still don't know why, but I'm starting to warm up.
I don't know why. I love Brittany.
I know, but I'm starting to warm up. She and Tyler were cute. I also want to compliment her teeth. She has great teeth.
She does have great teeth.
I never have
She's a good
complimented
smile.
them before. Great smile, great teeth. Something I noticed that I thought was a little weird, but I'm thinking it was maybe the only awkward interaction that the girls had with Rachel and Gabby when they came down was Victoria F. explaining that she was dating Johnny. And number one, pretending not to know, like, who dated Johnny. She was like, I don't know which one of you, like, dated him, but, I'm now with Johnny and blah, 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 whatever. And Rachel and Gabby were dead silent. Like, I don't know if that was an editing thing, but they raved about Tyler. And then the next clip, it was silence about Johnny. And that might just be, Gabby being awkward, but
yeah, that could also just be, like, hey, they don't know.
Yeah.
They don't know Victoria.
True.
And also, if you think about timing, right, like, Victoria wasn't watching this on TV. Like, Victoria doesn't know at this point what happened because it hadn't aired, like, it hadn't aired yet.
Had it not?
No.
Before, I thought it finished before they filmed
It did,
Paradise.
but I think Gabby, like, all I know is that in that, like, I think Rachel was still with Tino. because Tyler was like, congratulations when he hugged her. So at that point, I think they were in that in-between of like the season airing, or the season had just started to air.
Right.
Which makes me think that it took a while, which just made me think that like Johnny's whole thing with Gabby and like even the end of their relationship definitely was not on yet, and Victoria probably hadn't seen it.
Isn't that weird though that Johnny wouldn't tell her about that?
No, I'm sure he did. I'm sure he said he was with Gabby, and
That's what I'm
Victoria
saying,
was
like,
pulling
was
like
pretending not to know.
Victoria was pulling one of those alpha girl moves to be like, I don't even care which one of him.
That's what I felt. That's what I felt.
And
I thought I was slipping back into my like Victoria, like thinking Victoria's a bitch thing. But that's exactly what I thought she was
Victoria
saying.
is an alpha female, so
For
like
sure, for
she, you know, she's probably like
for sure
claiming her territory a little bit, and at that point didn't want to get
transparent.
Didn't want to get too into it. But the Logan stuff was, of course, like the part where it's like, okay, we get it. You guys don't like Logan. That's fine. But that was really the only thing that they came to discuss. And then they were like, we're leaving. And everyone was like, okay, bye.
Like, oh, okay, bye. Half the girls were like, oh, they're leaving? Peace. Like, I loved that.
Yeah.
Can I just say, too, that the welcome wagon that they got when they got there was excessive. I don't think that any of those girls know the two of those girls that well. They were on the show with them, yes.
Yeah.
But most of them were kicked off before they even like got to hang out with them, especially Kate. Kate came up and was screaming bloody murder as if they were best fucking friends. And even when Logan was saying, he was like, yeah, I'm talking with Kate. And
I will defend Kate in that they do seem very close. Like, Kate hangs out with them all the time now. Yes. Like, Kate and Rachel are with each other all the time. I always see them tagging each other and stuff.
That's very interesting.
Yeah. That is very interesting.
It makes me question.
Yeah.
It validates me forever. It just means that I'm judging everybody correctly from the beginning.
Kate's enjoying her time on reality TV, and that's really my only thought. Like,
For sure she is.
Real life Kate, I think, is different than reality TV Kate, because I think reality TV Kate is trying hard to be reality TV Kate.
Yeah, is trying whatever. I also was thinking about that last night while I was writing down. I noticed like every other note that I wrote down was like talking shit about Kate, because I just can't stand her. But I think it's just that she's so fake. The fakeness.
Yeah, it doesn't feel very genuine.
And so the fakeness with like the screaming bloody murder when the two of them came down, and like just the like it was crazy. I was like, there's no way at this point that they've been able to even hang out in between. Like, I know that when this is being filmed, like there's just no way they were that good of friends. And then when they had the conversation about Logan, I could see how that could like bring them closer together. So maybe they're like friends after that or whatever. But just like everything she says, and when she had the conversation with Gabby and Rachel, Kate said something like, I've just really been looking to have this conversation with two intelligent women and blah, blah, blah. Like, she's starting to pull that like girl power, smart women together, like blah, blah, blah. I don't know. It's just fake as fuck. That's what I'm saying. Like, it feels like a nag. I wrote down what she said, like verbatim. Hold on. She said, I really needed a wise female perspective on this, is what she was saying. As if there's not a wise female on the beach that she can talk to. Like, and that to me is rude. And also, like, it also just seems fake. Like, I don't know. Like, she is trying to, like, suck up. It seemed all very ass-kissy and fake, and I hated it.
Yeah, that's fair.
And I continue to hate it.
Yeah.
Aaron and Genevieve are just... they're just ridiculous. It's hard to watch at this point. Like, now, this is when I was like, okay, we really need this season to end. These two are fighting about what is more, like, if itching and pain are the same thing. They're like really yelling at each other. Aaron's yelling at her, and then he's like, why are you yelling at me? She's like, I'm not yelling. They're like, it just went back and forth for way too long. She's like, I'm packing my bags, I'm leaving, and he's chasing her down the jungle path again. He's telling her not to leave. She doesn't leave. It's just rinse, repeat with these two. I can't do it anymore.
I can't see them getting engaged at this point.
If these two get engaged, I will put a 0% on them being together right now.
Not even close. I also want to point out that in that argument they were having, like, based on how it ended and what Aaron said at the end, I already know I'm on Genevieve's side. Like, Aaron was saying that an itch is low-level pain. That was like his argument, and Genevieve was like, no, it's not. That's basically how it went, and they argued about it, and Aaron was so like thick-headed and fuckboyish that he just like could not be wrong or could not hear another perspective.
Yeah.
And that, it sounds like, is what frustrated Genevieve so much, which obviously stems into like the real problems they have, where he's so thick-headed and closed-minded and just
it wasn't just about
it wasn't
that,
about the pain and the itching.
it wasn't
definitely
about
not
that.
about the pain and the
There
itching.
was some underlying argument happening.
Definitely. And that's what is, it's like Genevieve now looks crazy because she's on the jungle path with all of her stuff and Aaron's making fun of her. Logan's downstairs telling Aaron that his relationship with Genevieve is toxic, which I do agree. And, you know, all these things are happening, but I think like Aaron might just be toxic. Like I think that, I think Genevieve is what is like, is definitely emotional and like, you know, on the crazier side, but I think Aaron is like
talking
the
to
problem.
Genevieve about how emotional she is.
Yeah, I hate that. I hate it.
And I was like, dude, you're the one who like you flip in 2 seconds.
He's right. He's nuts.
Well, now
he's
you're
like
saying
the
about pain
manipulator.
is not this. It's not the same thing. So
Just
I did not like that
so
either.
Dumb.
You know what I also
Something
saw this
weird
weekend
about
that was jarring to me and like doesn't have anything to do with the actual episode, but like I did not realize that Johnny Bananas and Genevieve had on and off thing.
Can we
That's
talk about
what
that
Johnny
a little
Bananas
bit
was
more?
trying to
Explain to you guys.
insinuate to us,
Yeah.
but he wouldn't tell us who. And he was like, maybe I'll be on the beach. So I don't know if they were like thinking about bringing Johnny Bananas onto Paradise.
Paradise
That
would
would
have
be
been
crazy.
fucking
awesome.
That'd be so
Like if they
fun.
wanted to bring antics to the beach,
Oh,
they
I would
would have
love
brought
it.
Johnny Bananas.
Of
That would have
course.
been absolutely insane if
I would've died.
Bananas came down the
That
stairs.
would have been
as-
so good.
It does.
Yeah.
The show then all of a sudden becomes X on the beach, but that's
Yes.
okay.
It would have been
Definitely,
so awesome, though.
definitely.
It would have been so good. Like, instead of having Gabby and Rachel or whoever
Yeah.
come down and do whatever, having Johnny Bananas come,
Yeah.
it would turn into WWE.
say
It'd be
just
like,
fuck shit
Johnny
up.
Bananas is just here out of
Yeah.
nowhere from MTV.
I also just had no idea that those two were connected in any
well,
way.
I don't think
neither.
anybody really had an idea.
Yeah.
Like, I think
How
it was,
were they? Did they date like pre-reality TV or like?
No, I have
I think
no
they maybe,
idea.
like, hooked up, like,
Oh, interesting.
and it was some sort
Yeah.
of...
How do we
I
know
don't
this-
think it
how
was
do we know this
pre...
for a fact? How
It
do we
definitely
know?
wasn't pre-reality TV. Because
Don't
that
know
would
it for a
have been 25
fact.
years
It's
ago
just
for
like-
Johnny
Really, not
Bananas.
for Johnny. I mean, more so for her.
It's
What's-
speculation, but it's
Oh.
it's on the gossip sites.
Got it. I have also seen the whispers, but I wondered if there was like a
No,
proof
neither
or
of them
a
have like
conversation or a
neither of them have
picture.
actually talked about it.
Like,
or,
are there pictures of them together or anything?
I
maybe?
don't think so.
Interesting. Wow.
But I don't know. Thought that was kind of interesting. Tyler and Brittany have a date, which goes very well. I honestly don't have
What
much to say about them.
cuties.
They're adorable.
They're so
they're
sweet.
adorable. Becca and Thomas come down to host a Sadie Hawkins dance where the girls ask the guys, a la Becca proposing to Thomas, and everything is going well except for Andrew and NC and Jasenia. Jasenia pulls Andrew aside to talk to him, which they were having a very calm conversation. I felt like Jasenia was explaining how she was feeling very well. Andrew, I think she thinks that Andrew was just kind of trying to stay on the show. And
Yeah.
Andrew's like, look, like, I was giving it a shot. I really want it to work, but at the end of the day, I'm still not over Teddy. But NC, her level of feelings and all of this just felt a little too intense for just showing up. She's like, you're giving her a validation by talking to her. Like, you got to walk away right now. It's like,
Yeah.
let them talk. They're not making out. They're not like talking about their future. They're working out their own problems. Like, you have to let him do that. It was weirdly overbearing for knowing him for one day.
I thought that NC was way out of line.
Way out of
Absolutely
line.
way out of line. Like just 0 to 100, crazy as you can be in 2 seconds. Like
Yeah.
I don't know.
And then
if
like
I
holding
expected that from
on to
her.
him.
No, it's bizarre. No,
Yeah.
the begging, the
begging.
please, Andrew, please. It
was tough.
continued
It
on.
was
went
hard
on
to
for so
watch.
long. Like I was watching it and I was kind of like half-assed doing something on my computer, watching it that part, and I thought I was having like Groundhog Day in my head because I kept hearing her say please like 1,000 fucking times.
No,
I
it
was
was
like, is she
bad.
still saying please, or
She
is
was like
my
really holding
TV
on to
skipping
him
right now? Like, what's happening?
Like wrapped
She was
around
like,
him,
please,
just
please, and he was like, no.
He was trying to,
no.
like,
He was
back
no,
away. He couldn't
no,
back away.
Very pressured
Please,
by both of you right now.
Yeah.
Please.
Exactly, that's how it felt.
It was crazy.
Very uncomfortable.
It was crazy. It was outrageous. I also want to give a shout out. Do you know the song Sadie Hawkins Dance? I don't know who it's by, but it's one of those old
No.
punk songs. Like it might be like Reliant K or something weird like that, where it's like Sadie Hawkins Dance. in my khaki pants. There's nothing better.
No.
Oh. It's a great song.
Don't know it.
Girls ask the guys, it's always a surprise. There's nothing better, baby. Do you like my sweater? That's the song. It's a really good song.
I don't
And
know it.
anytime I hear
hate to
Sadie
break it
Hawkins
to you.
dance, I think about it.
How do you spell Sadie Hawkins?
Sadie.
Oh, it is Reliant K.
Oh, wow. Oh, my God. I'm
Good call,
genius
Kelly.
sometimes. I'm so smart. But, yeah, I used to play it in the car.
You really know your pop.
Anytime. Yeah, you know me. Pop punk. That's
Yeah,
me.
so we're going to get into that was the end. And Andrew's leaving, Jasenia's leaving.
Yeah, let me see if I have notes there.
They're all leaving. Jasenia's leaving, Andrew's leaving, NC's leaving. That's the end. It's fine. That's valid. Makes sense.
Yeah.
And that's the end of that. So
Can we have a little bit of
Questions,
a refresher?
please.
yes.
Yes, questions, please. Can we have a little bit of a refresher on exactly what happened with Teddy? I'm kind of confused. Like
She left.
I know she left, but she and Andrew were like together and great.
She had like a Eliza situation. It was like
and
it
Rodney,
was with
right?
Rodney.
It was with Rodney.
Yeah.
Came down, but she didn't even talk to Rodney. She basically just saw him and then freaked out and left, right? That was it?
Yeah,
Okay.
pretty much.
All right, let's make sure that was
And
it.
it's just like her feelings. She felt like maybe Andrew's feelings were too strong.
Yes, okay.
Okay. We're going to get into some questions, but
Blueberry
first,
Plum?
guys, Vizzy Hard
favorite.
Seltzer.
Black
This
cherry
is
lime for
my
me.
favorite right here. This is the Blackberry Lemon. Vizzy Hard Seltzer is a vibe. It is delicious. It is perfect for a little day drinking situation. That's when I recommend cracking open a Vizzy. They got the 2 variety packs, mimosa pack. They're great. So you can go to VizzyHardSeltzer.com/chicks to find Vizzy near you. You can also subscribe, learn about new flavors. Vizzy is delish.
I love a little Vizzy on ice in the evening.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, that sounds
It's quite
just a
delightful.
little-
Sounds lovely.
Yeah.
All
very
right,
good.
first
What do we got?
question. What questions do you want answered at the reunion?
Oh.
I would like Kate and Logan to have a little bit of a showdown, to be honest. Like, I hope
too.
Logan brings up, like, everything that Kate said behind his back.
Me too. I would like that
'cause
because she
I
was
think-
so vile behind
Yeah,
his
I don't
back.
think he probably didn't like that. And he's funny on TikTok. He jokes about it now, but I'm sure that was hurtful to him in some ways. I mean, who knows what's going to happen with Aaron and Genevieve. I'm sure they'll have stuff to answer to. And
I think the
it's
obvious is Johnny and
Victoria.
Victoria
Yeah.
and Greg.
Yep, gotta have it. And they have to address that, right? Like, is Greg going to be on the show?
I
think he's there.
he is.
Oh, he is there.
I think he's going to be.
he's going to be at the
When are they
reunion.
filming it? Do we know?
It's already been filmed.
Amazing.
Yep.
Huge. Huge.
Um,
Love it.
Could you guys propose like Becca did?
You know,
No.
not for me.
No.
I would be too afraid of rejection.
I think Becca already got proposed to twice.
Yes,
Yeah.
I think
One
it works
taken
for
back.
them.
Yeah.
So I feel like for Becca,
Yep.
For sure. For sure.
but
And Thomas did propose to her after, like they've proposed to each other at this point now.
That's lovely, yeah.
So I it works for her. Personally, for me, no.
Yeah, I just fear of rejection for sure.
Yep.
I'm
Yeah.
even nervous at the thought of somebody proposing to me. What if I don't want to say yes?
Yeah.
I'm probably gonna say yes.
Well,
for the theatrics,
I
and then
feel like
later
you
I'll
would
be like,
know
well, no.
At that point, you know what I mean?
But sometimes
Like,
people are crazy
unless
and they
you're
surprise
on
you.
the show.
Oh well, the show, yeah. I'm
No,
talking about real
no.
life.
But I'm saying unless you're on the show, but in real life you would probably know.
In real life,
Oh,
you
wait,
hope
I
to
have
know,
a
but some
question.
people are crazy. People propose out of nowhere.
I have a question.
Yeah.
This is my own Bachelor Nation question.
Oh.
In the preview for next week, they said that there's a moment where Jesse Palmer's like, "You guys can get married right now."
Oh, I saw that.
Got to be Brandon and
Gotta
Serene,
be. They're
right?
the only ones that would even say yes to that.
Do you think they would do it?
I think they're two
Brandon-
crazy kids in love. But I
No,
think they
but
would've-
Brandon might want like his family there and like
Yeah,
everybody
that's
he
true.
loves
Yeah, that's
there.
true.
Yeah.
But somebody's
Yeah.
gonna get married. Like they're not gonna do that intro,
think
say the whole
Brandon
thing,
would-
and then be like, no.
I think Brandon would think about it.
I bet that they would do it as like, oh, we're just crazy.
I
Who
could
else do
see
you
them
think will get
doing it and then
engaged?
being like they have a whole nother wedding, you know?
Definitely. Who else would even consider that? Like I don't even know if there's anybody else that's like gonna get engaged and. Like
I don't.
I'm
I think
even
they're
on the fence if people are.
I
even
think
gonna
they're
get
the
engaged.
only person they could possibly ask
Yeah.
because I don't think
I was thinking Michael and Danielle, but I don't
But-
think that they're gonna even get engaged.
No,
I think
because
that they
Michael's
just are
got
gonna
his
stay
son.
together.
Like he's
Right.
not going to do that before they know each other.
No, none of that. That's crazy.
Okay. Anything
Last
else?
question. Who do you think got the best and worst edits this season?
Oh, that's. A
I
good
think
question.
Michael got one of the best.
Without question.
I think
Definitely.
I don't know. I want to say I feel like Genevieve got an unfortunate edit.
Yeah.
Because it really made her seem very dramatic at times.
She's dramatic and chaotic.
And
that's what it makes her look like.
And I also just think like they showed a lot of her, which is why we probably think that too. I don't know if anybody like really got
like a bad edit.
A really bad edit. Like there wasn't. I know we get annoyed with Kate and like she says stupid shit, but there hasn't been one person that I'm like, oh my God, they're terrible.
Yeah, like get them off the screen. I think Victoria F got a really good edit.
Yeah. I think Shanae got a good edit too.
Shanae got a good edit for sure. Maybe.
But Paradise is always kind of positive. Like there isn't.
Yeah, they try to keep the vibes up on the beach.
They do, and like sometimes yes, they do like villain stuff. Like Hayden probably got.
I know.
Like Hayden probably got a bad edit. Like Hayden talking about his dog 9,000 times. I'm sure he talked about other things at certain points.
For sure.
But they made it seem like he only talked about his dog.
You know who got a bad edit? That loser who was Francis' roommate. Oh, him too.
I don't know.
Romeo.
Romeo.
Yeah.
Romeo got a terrible edit.
Pete. I don't even know if
Pete.
that's a bad
I don't think it's a bad. Exactly.
I think
He's just a bad person.
He's just a piece of shit.
I think he's just a bad person.
Yeah.
And then Romeo.
Romeo maybe a little bit of a bad edit. Yeah.
I mean, I hope it was a bad edit because if that is him,
fair.
Then that sucks.
Yep,
like,
I agree. Okay, let's cut some stems. Give out some roses. Kelly, want to go first?
Sure. Let's see. I am going to give my rose to. I'm trying to think who I even liked this week. Like everybody was just kind of like, ugh.
Yeah.
The whole time to me, you know? I'm trying to think if anybody said something funny. Oh, I'm going to give my rose to Florence because I think that she's
making the most out of her situation.
Yeah, she's making
as far as like trying to get some screen time.
Yes, I think she was being funny. I think that I liked how she was kind of like giving it to Mara a little bit. Even though Mara was like, sorry, honey. Like, she just was a little too much. And Florence was like, no, bitch. We're not playing. Like, I'm not your friend.
Yeah.
I thought that was funny. I also think that it's, like, endearing to kind of see her be a little bit vulnerable. Like, I feel like she's kind of been, like, tough cookie the whole time. And all of a sudden, she's, like, in love with this child. So, it's whatever. And I'm going to, obviously, I'm cutting the stem of that disgusting fucking date. Every food and sex date I will cut. So, cut it. Cut it 1,000 fucking times. They have to stop. We must do something.
Yeah. They'll never stop.
It's just insane. They need to fire whoever it is because clearly they have a problem. They need to be in therapy.
Yeah.
It's just nuts.
I am going to cut the stem of the entire beach for their little pity party for Rodney.
That's fair, very fair.
I'm over it.
For the mood.
Like, just get over it.
The vibe of the beach.
You're making Rodney look pathetic. And I am going to give my rose to Brittany and Tyler because I think they're a cute couple.
They're very cute.
They are.
You got to switch that on this yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
There you go.
I'm going to give my rose to Jasenia. I think Jasenia.
Yep, there we go.
Yeah.
I think Jasenia, had a tough go last season. This season.
Rose to Jasenia?
Yeah, I just felt like she handled the Andrew situation well.
Yeah, she did. You're right.
She could have lost her shit on him. She didn't. Yeah. And I thought, like, yes, she's annoyed. And I do think there's some truth to both sides. Like, I do think Andrew was kind of like, I want to stay and hang out.
For sure.
But also, like, knowing he wasn't seriously going to make a connection after Teddy, but Jasenia thought that he was in it. So I think she had every right to be upset. And I thought she, was calm and explained herself very well in that scenario. And I wanted it to work out for her. And my stem cut is going to be, my stem cut's going to be the surfer talk from Monday night. I am not, I'm not in the surf bro culture, and I don't mean to offend anyone that is, but the conversation on the beds about Aaron explaining what nectar means.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Was like, cut this all out. I just like, when you just get like a sweet cheeseburger and it just like has great cheese and it's just like so juicy and good, like that's so nectar.
Yeah, no, that pissed me off. What pissed me off there and what almost, again, sent me back into like a total hate spiral was Victoria F. They were like, you try. And she's like, when you're going through a wave that's totally tubular and it just feels great, nectar. I was like, shut the fuck up.
I at least thought that was funny because I'm like, good for her for trying to participate.
But like, what were those words she was saying? Like, they weren't saying
because
those words.
I think they all talk like that. I think Aaron and Johnny and Logan all actually
bothered me.
speak
if they
that
all
way.
speak like that and I misread it, then that's funny. But like, no, I just hated it. Something I hate.
No, I think they really do because I think Aaron very genuinely was explaining to her what nectar means because they use it in their everyday conversations.
I hated the whole conversation, and I think it cast negativity everywhere.
Yeah, no.
I'm with you.
I'm out on. I will not be using the term nectar anytime soon.
Never. In what world?
I'm not in the culture, so.
No.
Right, and we don't need to be.
Nope.
We're all set.
All right, that wraps it up for Cutting Stems. We'll be back for the finale next week, and we will see who's engaged, who's not, and what the hell goes down at that reunion.